Hello everybody and welcome back. It is kind of an unexpected video where the Big Ten actually released the next 5 years of their conference schedules. And the Big Ten schedules, I love them. I love this new model. I don't know what they're calling it, Flex 18 or whatever. There's 18 teams now in the Big Ten. And 9 conference games are still going to be played. For Michigan, Ohio State and Michigan State are still protected games. I love that. Ohio State definitely should be. Michigan State, I think, should be in the MAC. But it's a guaranteed win for Michigan every season, at least, nonetheless. Going forward, D'Antonio was the one thing that happened for Michigan State. He is gone. I'm sorry. In 2024, it starts like this for Michigan. They have home games versus Michigan State, Minnesota, Northwestern, Oregon, and USC. I like that. I like Oregon and USC both being at home. But on the road, Michigan has to play Illinois, Indiana, Ohio State, and Washington. So there's no Penn State until 2026 on Michigan's schedule coming up in the Big Ten. Michigan does always go out west, though, in these next 5 seasons. But they have to come to Michigan too, so it's fair. Potentially 5 top 10 teams in the first 2 years of the new schedule because of Texas and Oklahoma being the non-conference opponents for Michigan. And Fresno State is ranked right now too, so that will be no joke next year. In 2025, Michigan has home games versus Ohio State, Purdue, Washington, and Wisconsin. And then they go on the road to Maryland, Michigan State, Nebraska, Northwestern, and USC. The only tough one there is probably USC. So, pretty easy, but some of these teams are going to be highly ranked. The Big Ten is going to be a gauntlet for all these teams coming up in this new era, if it is even done. The Big Ten with a 12-team playoff along with the SEC will dominate, I believe. I imagine a 3-loss Big Ten team has the potential to make a playoff in the future now with 12 teams because of the strength of this conference. Who's better? Tell me this. Who's better? Just an example here I have. A 2-loss Florida State that played Clemson and a non-conference, maybe a good non-conference person, or a 3-loss team, a Big Ten team that plays Oregon, USC, Ohio State, Washington, and Texas. That's Michigan's schedule next year. Can they go 2-3 and make a playoff? They have to go 3-2 to beat out, say, a Florida State. These other conferences, I didn't pick a Big 12 team because Texas and Oklahoma are going to the SEC. The Pac-12 is non-existent next season. What's it going to take to get into the playoff? I think it's going to be more like an NFL model. Win your division at 9-7 and you're in, basically, because it's that tough. We don't play. All right, let's just go to 2026, shall we, for Michigan's schedule. Home games are Indiana, Iowa, Michigan State, Penn State's finally on the schedule again, and UCLA we get at home. These are going to be fun games, man. Games we haven't ever seen in college football history. UCLA playing in the Big House. It's going to be so exciting. The ratings, it's going to be much different than the first 6 weeks of this season where Michigan has played nobody. I love to watch great games, so bring it on. Everyone else has to go through the same stuff, and Harbaugh might be back. Talks with the contract are going on, apparently. Lock him down. I've been saying that forever. Lock him down, because we've seen what a bad coach does here at Michigan. It's not the case where Michigan can just win 9 games every year, no matter who the coach is. That's not what it is. When I said Harbaugh was suspended or whatever, when they said Harbaugh was suspended to the self-imposed suspension, I said Michigan will be fine because of the coordinators that he hired, the assistant coaching staff that he has put together. If he's gone, all that goes away. He is the key, the linchpin. Give him that contract. Anyway, we're talking about schedules, future schedules. On the road in 2026, Michigan plays Minnesota, Ohio State, Oregon, and Rutgers. In 2027, at home, Michigan has 4 home, so it alternates 4 home games and then 5 road games. And then the next year you get 5 home games and 4 road games. So that I like too, you got 9 games. It just makes it simple and fair. And in 2027, Michigan has 4 home games. Illinois, Ohio State, Oregon, and Rutgers are all at home. And Indiana, Iowa, Michigan State, Penn State, and UCLA are on the road. And then in 2028, Michigan has Maryland, Michigan State, Nebraska, Northwestern, and USC at home. And away games are Ohio State, Purdue, Washington, and Wisconsin. Now, I'm guessing that they're going to keep the Ohio State game at the end of the season every year since it's a protected rival. But times and dates for these games are not available yet. I don't think we play Purdue enough in this first 5. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. This is a really fair system going forward. Until more realignment happens and it changes it again, which is inevitable. I had a video on that. It's always going on ever since the dawn of time conference realignment. Theoretically, you will play every team at least twice in 5 years under this system, and I like how it rotates. If you play someone that you haven't played the last year or in a couple years, then you get them for the next 2 years to complete a home-and-home type of a scenario in conference. So that is nice. So I like what the Big Ten has done here. I haven't dived into all the other team schedules, but I'm pretty sure it's very similar to Michigan's, and that's what I like about it. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Like the video. Subscribe if you have not. We're growing almost 180 subscribers. Thank you for that, and have a great night, everybody. And go blue.